Okay, so once again, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wintrado Academy Sales Strategy Trade. Okay, so today basically it's the continuation of our previous training. So last week we had two sections, and uh, we've been able to treat the first slide, which talks about what exactly is sales. So I try to define what sales is. So for those that are yet to watch, you can do that. Then we also talk about the required skills for you to be an effective sales. The required skills, that's what you need to have before you can even say, okay, I'm a salesperson. So we talked about the skills that you need to have. Then also we looked at the sales process. Now, when we talk about sales, there is a process to sales. There's a process to selling. So we talk about the sales process. Then also last week, we also talked about lead generation. Now, under the lead generation last week, we concentrated majorly on social media, while I explained other ways of generating lead, but we concentrated majorly on social media, and we've treated one, and that was LinkedIn. Now, I will be mentioning another example today before we proceed. So on the social media, I'll be mentioning another way you can generate leads. Now, before we start on that, I want to believe that for everyone on this call, you already have an idea about what exactly you are selling when it comes to Wintrado Academy, because it's important. And this was part of the required skills you need as a salesperson. You need a product knowledge, a well-detailed product knowledge. So before you even say you want to start engaging any client, you should be able to have a clear understanding as to what exactly you're selling, and that's the product knowledge. Now, the moment you know the product knowledge, apart from LinkedIn, let's look at another way you can get leads. So I'll be sharing my browser to talk about this. I'll be sharing my browser now so that we can talk about how to manage leads. Okay, so I will stop sharing, and then so I will a minute, let me share my browser. Okay, so I hope you can all see my browser. I hope you can all see my browser. If you can see my browser, please type in yes. If you can see my browser, please type in yes on the chat box. If you can see my browser, please type in yes on the chat box. I need to be sure you can all see my browser. If you can see my, okay. Thank you. Now, another strategy we'll be looking at is this. Now, we'll be looking at WhatsApp group. Now, remember, we're looking at how to get leads. Leads are basically people's contacts, so that you can reach out to them either through call or social media to sell. These are called leads. These are people that have leads that has no idea about Wintrado Academy, but you want to introduce to them Wintrado Academy. Then we'll be looking at the WhatsApp. Now, under the WhatsApp group, the truth is whatever you're selling is not new. It has existed before now. So it's all left for you to be able to know, okay, how to get access to the set of people that are interested in it. So now let's look at, I go on Google and then I type crypto. Let's assume I want to use either blockchain, or so I can do blockchain cryptocurrency WhatsApp group. So you can do this on your browser. Now, can you see it brings out different leads? This is now none other than 70 plus crypto WhatsApp group. Now, let's assume I click on this first group, 970. Now, if I click on this and I go down, can you see? These are different crypto groups. Can you see? These are different crypto group. Now, let's assume I want to join this first one. this second one, I click on join. Now, when I click on join, it brings me to this place. I have my WhatsApp on my laptop, so I will click on join chat. It asks me to open my WhatsApp. I click yes. Okay, I hope you can see. Let me end it again. Open. Okay, can you see? This is the WhatsApp group. Now look at the members currently. We have 703 members. This is 703 members. I can click on this group. I can join. So it means that if I join this group, I will have access to 703 different people. And you can see this group was created. The person that created it is not even in Nigeria. So you have access to sell to everyone across the globe. Now, this is 703 members. 703 leads that you can contact selling Winchado Academy to them. All you need to is join this group. Then you can now either get a paper and a bio to write the numbers you want. So all you need, it can just be one. It can be just one group that you want to work with for the next 5 months. You don't need to keep entering because 703 is going to take as long as possible to consume this entire group. So if you join this group, you will have access to their phone numbers, you will have access to their details. Then with this, you can engage them. So, and remember, we have as many groups as possible. See, there are as many as possible. So you can decide to join as many groups as possible. If you click on Crypto DNA, it will bring you out. If you click on join group, open WhatsApp. See, this is new. This is just 77 members. So you could pick any member, any group, join the group, and then begin to reach out to the people. Now, this is how you can also get access to groups. So I will stop sharing and then I will go back to my presentation. So basically, if you look at this, I've been able to teach you two different ways that you can generate leads: LinkedIn and then social media. Now, let's assume you already have the contact of people you want to speak with. You have your leads. Let's go to the next slide. Now, we have the sales techniques. Now, when you're selling, you don't sell to everybody the same way. You don't sell to everybody the same way. And this is where sales techniques comes in. Now, if I want to sell to people, different individual, we have different techniques I want to use to sell to them. Now, it's now the ability of me as a salesperson to identify how to approach Mr. A, even if I know that I am going to the same destination. What do I mean by that? I am still selling the same thing to them, but I'll be doing this in a different way. Now, let's look at the various sales techniques. The first one is we have business to business. Business to business. Now, what do I mean by this? Winchado Academy is a business. So you, as a sales agent of Winchado, you want to sell. Now, the question is, who are you selling to? I will go back to the example of the WhatsApp group we looked at. Now, let's assume that I entered a WhatsApp group and I want to sell to the admin of that group. I will not be selling the same way I am selling to just a normal member that enters the group. I won't be selling the same way with the admin. No, there are two different ways to do that. I won't sell the same way. And I won't even sell the same product, even if it's the same Winchado Academy to them. Why? Because the person that creates the WhatsApp group automatically already, for him to be able to have a WhatsApp group that it's called crypto, he has an idea about cryptocurrency. Because for him to create that WhatsApp group, there is an objective he wanted to achieve for creating the WhatsApp group. So if I'm telling him to come and attend the academy, I'm wasting my time. Now, let's look at the advantage of looking at business to business. The advantage number one, larger transaction value. Now, what do you mean by this? When you're selling business to business, what you want to take advantage of is you want to take advantage of the community the other party has. And that's why I talk about the admin of that WhatsApp group. Now, the truth is this. Imagine for the first group I opened, 700 or something. It means that this person have over, let's assume 703 is inclusive of himself. Maybe he has more than one admin. He has 5 admin. But the beauty of that person, of the owner of that group is this. The person has a community. He has a community. Now, if I want to sell to the admin of that group, I'll be selling the partnership or the sales agent to him, not me selling Wintrado Academy to him. At the end of the day, I'm still selling Wintrado Academy, but I will be selling the benefit of him becoming a partner with Wintrado Academy. Now, when he becomes a partner with us, remember, he has a community of over 703 people. So it means that he will be giving me volume of clients. Instead of me chatting. So if I chat him up and say, come and become a student, we provide this, he will tell you, I have the knowledge of becoming I have the knowledge already. So what am I doing that? But this time around, he has a community. Now, let's say the community he has is just giving them signals. Instead of giving them signals, he can sell the academy to them, in which in that platform of him, he will be the one helping you to advertise Wintrado to the people. And remember, people have been following him for long. People already trust him. So it will be easier for him to sell to them than you selling to them, chatting them up one by one. So this is the advantage of business to business. So some set of people could say, okay, if I want to sell, I will only be entering the group to chat up admins. And the target is I want to sell the partnership to admin. I want them to be a sales agent under me. So, but if you have to do this, you need to be able to convince them, to make them understand that they will gain more value than them doing the work, being the one teaching them. This time around, they're not the one teaching them. Someone else is doing the work for them, but they're still enjoying the money. They're still getting the money. So you could sell to the admin alone as B2B. Now, for those that attended last week Wednesday presentation, when I was talking about the lady that I noticed that when I was talking about the guy that I noticed that is an influencer, for him to be an influencer, he has a community already. And that was why I said, if I'll be selling to this guy, I will not be selling academy to him. I will be selling the partnership to him, sales techniques. So as a salesperson, you should be able to identify an individual and ask yourself, what is the right technique for me to sell Wintrado to this person? Do I think the person need to know about crypto? He already has the knowledge, but he has people, he has community. So if I'm able to sell the partnership to him, it can help me to have a larger transaction value. And what again is the benefit advantage? Longer and potentially more stable relationship, because he has the community. So every day, day in, day out, he will always bring new set of people for me. He has crowd, he has followers already. So there will be a longer and potentially more stable relationship with the person. Then the third advantage is it can lead to repeat business and referrals within the industry. You will be able to always refer people to you. That's the advantage of concentrating on business to business. Now, let's look at the challenges. The first challenges about this set of people is it takes longer sales cycle due to the complexity of the decision making. Now, this set of people, remember, they've been in the industry. Before you came to them, they've been doing something. They will want to weigh their options. I know about crypto. I can also train people about crypto and make money for myself. They could say that. So it's not something that it will be instant. Like you engaging just an individual, the person can easily say, okay, I'm ready to attend, because he's interested before and he sees the opportunity. But this set of people, they have been doing something before you approach them. They will need to weigh their options and ask, does it even worth me leaving whatever I am doing and begin to sell Wintrado to my own followers? So it takes longer sales cycle before you'll be able to win their hearts. So you need to be able to build strong relationship with this set of people. Another challenges is it often require approval from multiple stakeholders. Remember, I said you could enter one group and you will see more than one admin. It could be four admins, it could be 5 admins. Now, this set of people have put in their strength together to build that group. Now, for them to be able to take the decision, they need to also sit down and ask themselves if they really want to do this. So it is until they're able to ask themselves if they really want to do this that determines if they will do it or not. Then lastly, when we talk about the challenges, higher demand for customization and tailored solution. So they want to look at how they can tailor whatever you're presenting to whatever they've been offering before now. So this is if you are not selling to just one person, you want to take advantage of the community of what someone have, and you need to win the heart of the person. So we call it business to business. At times, it may not be WhatsApp group. It's just another example is if I want to approach schools, church. Now, if I'm approaching schools, if I'm approaching churches, what this means is this. I'm speaking to the leaders of the school, maybe the school owner, it may be a university, and everything, the vice chancellor. Now I need to sell my product to them. It needs to go through some channels. It needs to go through some board of directors before it's been approved. So the same way you're selling to admin owner is the same way you'll be selling to this set of people. But the beauty is this: the moment you are able to win one person, the moment you're able to win one person, it can give you sales for the next 2 months, 2 months. Why? Because they have community, they have people already. Now, the next set of people are just business to customer. Okay, this has to do with, okay, maybe I was going on the road, I met Mr. Toby. Mr. Toby is interested in learning how to trade crypto, or is interested in artificial intelligence. I talked to him, and then he's interested. He shows interest. So this is just business to customer. Now, what's the advantage? Number one, shorter sales cycle. It's easy. It's just for me to be able to convince him. Larger potential customer base. Then immediate feedback from customers. So this one, I will have a one-on-one relationship with him. I'll be able to convince him. If he says he's interested, we'll move and make sales. Now, what are the challenges? Higher competition, lower transaction value. I would not be able to make more sales because he's just paying one-off. It's a one-off price. He pays one-off and move. So all this, then I need higher volume of customer service interaction. I need to talk to as many of them as possible. Like instance, in the WhatsApp group, if I want to talk to individual, every day you need to reach out to as many people as possible, because funny enough, if you reach out to 10, it may just be 2 people that are interested. So if I want to have more people that are interested, I need to increase the number of people I reach out to. Then we have the direct sales. I won't dwell too much on the rest. We have direct sales, you meeting someone one-on-one. So you have a personal interaction with someone, and with this you can build trust and rapport. Maybe you went for a conference, you went for what's the name now, a presentation, you met someone that's interested in AI, and you guys interact. Now, because you guys are interacting, the person sees you face to face, it's much easier. So this is not phone, this is one-on-one interaction. So the advantage is the person sees you, he has trust because he can see who he's talking to. Then you build the rapport, and with this it can give you immediate feedback. If he's interested, it tells you. If he's not, it tells you. If he has some objections, it tells you, and you'll be able to take advantage of the objections. Then ability to provide tailored demonstration. And that's why we always advise that there should be program presentation, telling them what and what you need to do. Now, what are the challenges with this? Number one, time intensive. It's time intensive. It's time intensive. That is, you need more time to continue to reach one point. You need to leave your immediate environment. You need to meet with people every day to be able to talk to them, because it's one-on-one rapport. Then limited reach. In a day, there's a limit to movement you can do. Then it requires strong interactive, interpersonal skills. So that's for the direct sales. Then we have the telesales. Now, telesales is someone that you talk to. It's so you just pick your phone, you talk to the person. So this is cost effective. Then you can reach larger number of people because you are on calls. Then it allows for immediate interaction and feedback. Why? Because when you speak to someone, this confidence grow over time. But what's the challenge is high rejection. Because number one, you're calling them, they did not, especially cold calling, they did not know you're going to call them. They don't know if they weren't expecting your call. So as a result, there may be high rejection rate. It requires skilled salesperson. For you to even call and sell to someone on phone, you need to have an high skilled person. You need to have the skills. You have your sales, your professional sales pitch, and you speak with confidence. Then you need to build a rapport over the phone to make this able. Then we have the email sales. You just get random emails and call them. Now, these ones, the problem is you have low engagement. It's just email. You got email, you reach out to them. So it's always closing them requires strong copywriting skills. You need to write, as in for you to be able to close a deal under this, you need to be able to give them that write-up that is so strong. But the advantage is it can you need to be able to highly personify your mail to that person. So even if you are using email sales, you need to be able to understand the audience and personify it to them. Then we talk about the social media, that's the social selling, which we have talked about. Okay, I don't want to bore you theoretically. Now let's go to the next slide. Now, with all this knowledge we have said so far, how do we implement it? Implementing the sales technique. Number one, you need to understand your audience. Now, before you try to reach out to someone, you need to be able to understand him, know a little bit about him. And that's why the LinkedIn is much more easier to achieve this. WhatsApp, you may not be able to achieve much because all you have is phone number. You don't have much details, but the only information you have is for them to be in that group, they are interested in crypto. So you need to look for a way to know more about them. But the only way you can implement a good sales is understanding your audience. Now, after understanding them, you need to now personify the sales. You need to always don't generalize your sales. Don't say that because everybody on the group you're using. No, you need to identify their individual perspective of why they are in that WhatsApp group. What exactly made them join the WhatsApp group? Then after that, you have the value proposition. The moment you are able to identify their pain, you now create the value that Wintrado Academy can give them to move towards now to solve their pain. Then you need multi-channel approach, different ways that our products can achieve their objective. Then continuous learning, tracking, and analysis. All these are important. Now, when you call someone, you don't just call them and abandon them. You need to always track and continue to analyze if they'll be interested. Then you yourself, you need to continue to learn. You need to improve on your skills. You need to be able to know how to sell properly. Now, having said this, let's look at the telesales, the telesales techniques and scripts. Telesales technique. Let's assume you want to call a person on phone. You want to call a person on phone and you want to sell Wintrado to them. Now, before you sell to them, I said earlier, you need to have created your scripts. So let's try to look at how we can create our script. The first one is preparation. Now, in doing this, you need to have some research. You need to make some research. Gather information about your prospects. Gather information about them. Try to know a little bit about them. So we'll look at how to, now for social media, for LinkedIn, for example, is easier. When you look at their page, vividly, you should be able to have a little information about them. But let's assume you got it from the WhatsApp group. How do you do that? We are going to create a sales pitch towards that direction. So, but the first thing is you need to do a research about your prospects. Now, you need to understand their needs. You need to understand their pain. Then, with that, you can come in to creating a solution. Now, apart from that, you also need to know your product. It is one thing to understand the pain of a client. It's another thing to even know what you're selling to them. And that's why it's important. You need to know your product. Be thoroughly familiar with the product or the services you're selling. Know the features, know the benefit, know that unique selling point that it has over another brand, over your competitors. And at the same time, you need to sell clear objective. What is the objective of the call? What exactly do you want to achieve by the time you end this call? So what's the example? Is it that you want to set an appointment? Maybe you want to tell him, you want to invite him for a program presentation, or you want to make sales, or you just want to gather information. That's one. Now, that's under preparation. The next one is building rapport. When you're calling, especially, fine, when you want to start calling, yes, you can start by what's the name now? You can start by, first of all, being formal. But when you are calling over time, try to build rapport. Try to interact. Now, the first one is personalization. Use the prospect name. Always try to get the name of the person. Hi, Mr. Femi. Hi, Mr. Olaoluwa. Hi, Mr. Toby. Always know the person's name. Use the prospect name and tailor the conversation to their specific situation. Don't just send a general content out to everybody. And that's why when I was looking at the LinkedIn, I tried to identify this person, know the product I want to personify to him, and I look at another person. Not that because I will just be sending, welcome, this is Which Other Academy. It's not the same approach. Else, there's chances to lose the client. Another thing is active listening. As a salesperson, you must listen, pay close attention to what the prospect is saying, and then you will respond appropriately. Then lastly, positive tone. Maintain a friendly and positive tone. Don't be too official. Don't be too official. Smile more. Build that warm conversation with the person. And lastly, or thirdly, effective questioning. Open-ended question. When you want, especially when you want to have some information about the person, try to ask more questions than more talking. Can you tell me more about let's assume I'm talking to the owner of the admin. I'm talking to the admin of the crypto group. I could just start a conversation and ask him, oh, good morning. I just joined your WhatsApp group and I noticed you are the admin. Okay, I was curious. I've been interested in learning about crypto, but I don't have the right sort of people to communicate with. So I stumbled on your WhatsApp group. So, and that's why I'm here. So I just felt I should chat up with the admin. Okay, so sorry, I would like to know if you could explain to me the major objective of your WhatsApp group. Now, the truth is this: you are trying to start a conversation with the person, but the person will feel that he wants to sell to you. And as a result, the person will be interested in talking about the WhatsApp group to you. Now, with him doing this, you're trying to know about him. So depending on the person, the first example is me talking to someone that is an admin in the WhatsApp group. Now, let's assume I joined the WhatsApp group and I'm just talking to a normal member. How do I start the conversation? I can just say, hi, good morning. My name is Anu. I just joined the WhatsApp group, which I noticed you are also a member. I'm sorry for just entering your DM to chat it up, but I've been looking to learn about crypto and I don't know how to achieve that. That was how I got to know about the WhatsApp group. But I don't know, you've been in this WhatsApp group for a while now. What exactly have you achieved? Let me even see if it's something, if the WhatsApp group will also be able to solve my own challenge. Now, you're opening a conversation. there's a possibility the person will also tell you how he joined the WhatsApp group and what he has benefited so far. So with this, how he joined, you'll be able to also know his pain point. Then also you'll be able to know what he has achieved so far. And then with this, you can now continue to engage him, then see how you chip in Windshadow Academy from there, and then you move forward from there. So when it comes to this, effective questioning is important so that you can get some information, you can get some details, and then with this, you can now move forward. Now, having done this, remember there will always be objections. It doesn't go smoothly, as I've just explained. It's not everybody that you chat with and say, oh, I'm in the same WhatsApp group as you, I just want to know, and the person will be willing to explain. It's not everybody that will be willing. So be ready for objections. You understand? So when there's objections, be ready for objections. And I love one thing about objections is it's not about the objection, it's about you creating an opportunity for every objection that gives you the sales. So do not just accept, oh, the person gives you an objection and you just accept and say, oh, that's it, let's just, no. Try to create a solution for him for every objection and use that to make sales. Then at the same time, the closing. After talking, after you've been able to identify his pain and then you've been able to create a solution for his pain, this time around, you want to close the sale. Now, while closing the sale, what I do is I try to assume. Maybe you have done everything. You need to assume. What's the assumption? Okay, so when are you looking at proceeding? The class is going to start by next month. And imagine we currently have a promo going on, which will end in 2 days' time. I could quickly help you secure a slot by just sending you a link to register. Simple. Now, create an urgency. Create urgency and try to, when you're selling, try to assume for the person. So don't just say, okay, so what do you think? No, just assume that the person is ready. Okay, now that you're ready, can I just send you the link to quickly register and sign up? So wait for him to say, no, just assume for him because you've been able. So when you say this, it will not be like, wait now. Then you can now hear more from him and then move up. Now, should in case the person is not ready to sign up based on you requesting to send link to sign up, then here comes follow up. Do not just assume, okay, that's the end and you lose the client. No, always check up on the client. Call often. When you're calling him, try to personify your follow-up. Consistently get in touch with him. It's not everybody that will be ready to sell immediately you engage him. It's not everybody. So it's the continuous follow-up that helps you to close the deal. Okay, so these are the different telesales techniques and scripts. Now let's look at a sales pitch example. I hope you can see my slide. Let's look at a sales pitch example. This is just an example I created for myself. Now, this example is if I got the person from a WhatsApp group. I'm using the example. Let's assume I got the person and I decide either to call him or to chat him up. So I will start by introducing myself. So I can say, hi, if I know his name, hi, Eric. My name is Anu. How are you today? Always greet. Now, when he says, oh, okay, I'm fine, blah, 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 then the next thing is you have introduced yourself. You don't even need to tell them that you are unknown from Windshadow. At a start, do not tell them about Windshadow. Just go first to introducing yourself. Now, the moment you do this, the next thing is let's go to the purpose. Okay, I'm calling because I recently joined the WhatsApp group. So you can call the name of the WhatsApp group, which I notice you're also part of. I wanted to take a few minutes of your time, if you don't mind. So we'll say, okay, and the purpose is for me to be sure that I am in the right WhatsApp group. So make it look as if you are the one that need their help, not necessarily you want to sell to them. Because you are entering their DM because you met them in the WhatsApp group. So make it look as if you need an assistance from them. So just let them know that, okay, I would like to take a few minutes of your time just to ensure I'm in the right WhatsApp group. So, and to learn more about it from someone, so you could just say, oh, I want to ensure I'm in the right group and to learn more about it from someone that is already in the group. Now, having said that, we'll start with the engagement. I'm curious, what initially attracted you to the group, to the WhatsApp group? Have you, so you could just start like, okay, how do you even get to know about this WhatsApp group? Then ask also, have it benefited, how has the WhatsApp group benefited you in the interest of cryptocurrency? Something like that. So with this, you're starting a conversation. You will listen to their response. So they can say, oh, I joined 2 months ago. I joined 1 year ago. I just been looking at. I've not been using the WhatsApp group, Jerry. I'm just there for. I've not been doing anything on the WhatsApp group. Now, when he says that, you could now add more and say, okay, but what really got you interested? Because remember, for this first call, it's a cold call. And the goal is you want to know what their pain point is. You want to know what you will capitalize on. So you want to know why exactly. Because number one, if that person is in a WhatsApp group, is either and he's still there, is either he's enjoying the WhatsApp group or he has not got what he wanted. And that's why you want to also get information from him. So you cannot ask him that, okay, what exactly even brought you to, okay, joining the WhatsApp group? Do you trade crypto? So it will begin to tell you stories. Oh, I've traded, I've lost money, they've scammed me, I've done this and done that. So they will tell you different things. So when they now tell you this, you could just say, oh, okay, it's nice meeting with you. I'm also, so you can now come up with your own this thing, also trying to tell them that, okay, I was once like you, trying to learn about crypto and the like. Then I met this company, IDOWU-ADEYEMI. This is what they do. Then you begin to talk about the company. Let them understand. So when you talk about the company, when you talk about IDOWU-ADEYEMI to them, you can now say, okay, what do you think? Should I send you some brochures? You can now send them some brochures. So when you send them some brochures, give them some time to read through. After that, a follow-up. Okay, so what do you think about the brochure I sent to you? Is this something you're interested in? Remember, you already know their pain points. Always specialize, always concentrate on the pain point. It's not everybody that is interested in AI. It's not everybody that is interested in crypto. It's not everybody that is interested in the three. So if the person says he's interested in the crypto, only concentrate more on crypto and just say, oh, you'll be having an added value of AI and this thing to them, just to engage them. Now, the moment you're done with this, remember, you now want to invite them for a program presentation. Why? Because you're just calling them on phone. You have not seen them one-on-one. You want to invite them for a program presentation. Now, you can now invite them for a program presentation. Okay, we have some sales manager that will be doing some presentation. I don't know what your schedule like tomorrow. If we could have a one-on-one presentation with you so that you can know more about the company and the like. Now, when you do this, with this, you can always grow rapport. The moment you're done with the presentation, follow-up starts. So every time follow-up is either we close it immediately or you continue to do a follow-up. So with this, it helps you easily close your sales. So before we move on, I want to ask if there's any questions so far about the sales script, about the sales pitch, about the different sales techniques. So with this, we've come to the end of our sales training. So I want to hear from us. Has this sales training really been helpful? Do you think it's something you can now use to be able to make a successful sales pitch and then closing a deal? So let's hear from you. I want to hear. If you have anything to say, questions, any additions, you can either drop it on the chat or I can unmute you. Just raise your hand. I can unmute you, then you can talk. Okay. The floor is open.